Welcome to Why They Play the Game, a show created to discuss the NBA on and off the court. I'm just one of your hosts, Michael Eric Owens.
And I'm Ken Hayes.
Hey, my brother, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Oh man, trying to survive this heat, brother. And
Man.
man, listen. Hopefully, y'all weather is a little bit cooler than
No.
what we have down here, man. We rocking the 90s, and we still looking at triple digits, man. So it's
Mike, it's 93 right about now.
Oh no, man.
And
Yeah,
it's supposed to
yeah.
get
Hey,
up 101 possibly tomorrow and Tuesday.
oh man,
Yeah.
man, y'all competing with Oklahoma now. For real, folks. Go ahead, hit that like, that subscribe button, and that notification. We getting closer and closer and closer to the NBA season, and we're getting more and more excited. But we have the WNBA going on, and Ken gave us a little challenge, or he gave me a little challenge. Ken said, "Look, I don't believe you can name 5 players of all time that you like in the WNBA," and I took up the challenge, folks. So since I took up the challenge, Ken, you go ahead because I probably got some of yours.
Okay. Well, we'll go back and forth. All right.
Okay, let's do that.
All right. So my first one is Lisa Leslie.
Okay, see, you man, let me tell you something. I'm gonna give you mine, but I'm not gonna give you in any order.
Okay, right.
Okay, so
right.
so
All right.
Lisa,
4-time Olympic gold medalist, 3-time WNBA MVP. Man, just a beast on the block. And the thing about it is that she had a nice mid-range jump shot, could rebound. Matter of fact, could get out on a break too. Kind of I'm gonna say a Magic Johnson type of player. Man, just I think she did a lot for the WNBA as far as having folks come to the games and things like that. I think she played her whole career with the LA Sparks, so my hat's off to her, man.
yeah, I mean, you really can't talk about WNBA basketball without not mentioning her. You know what I
Right.
mean? Lisa Leslie. She didn't make my list though. And
come on, Mike.
and the reason, let me tell you, the reason why she didn't make my list is because there's a couple that didn't make my list that I wanted to put on there, but I had to put on a couple of players, man, that are still pounding the ball, man.
Okay.
So
all right.
that's why I had, but clearly she is worthy of being on my list.
Okay.
I just didn't put her on my list because well, first of all, I started off and this is again in no order.
All right.
Diana Taurasi.
Okay.
I had to go. I mean, come on, man. She's been playing since 04. Okay. And we in what, 24 now? I mean, a lot of people talk about LeBron, but Diana, man, she what, 40, right? She 41, I think. 19.4 career, four rebounds, four assists, 3-time WNBA champion, MVP in 09, 2 times MVP final, all-time leading scorer. You know what I mean?
I can't fault you for that, right?
Hey, 5-time scoring champ, 10-time all WNBA first team. Man, okay, we not even talking about the gold she didn't wrap around her neck. So I had to put her on my list, man, because her longevity, I just think stands out among players, man. So go ahead.
Mike,
What's your?
I gotta say this. She wasn't on my list.
Oh, she was. The all-time scorer not on your list, Ken.
Nah, man. Not on my top 5, no.
I understand.
No. But my second player is Tamika Catchings.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, man. 2011 MVP. Played for the Indiana Fever. Mike, I'm gonna say this. When they won the championship that year, I think it was really just her force and her will to win that championship. And I mean, the team that she had, or I shouldn't say that she had, but the team depended on her as far as points, rebound, assists. She was just a beast, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's Harvey Catching's daughter
Yeah.
played for the
Yeah.
Bucks,
Mm-hmm.
played for
Mm-hmm.
some other teams, but Defensive Player of the Year awards. Um, 10-time All Star. So I mean, just a beast. I'll use this analogy also. She just kind of, I thought she was more of a, let's just say, a Kobe Bryant type of player. Did it all, led the
Mm-hmm.
team. So yeah, man, I just think Tamika she in my top five.
Yeah, she almost made the list. Yeah, she almost made the list. I mean, she was nice, man. You know, man, hey, yes, I agree. She's worthy of being, we probably should have did a top 10
Yeah, right.
because when you go five, man, a lot
You
of people
going
don't realize, but there's been some ballers
right.
in the W. And
Yeah.
so I had to go with Maya Moore. Had to go
Okay.
with Maya Moore, bruh. You 18.4 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1.7 steals. She shot 43%, 45.3% from the field, 4-time championship. MVP 2014, Finals MVP 2013, Rookie of the Year 2011. She was one time she won the scoring championship, 5-time WNBA first team, and 2-time All Defensive Team.
And 6-time All Star.
Okay, so when you look at, was she on your list?
She was on my list, Mike.
Okay. Now we match. I mean, yeah. I mean, she had an outstanding career, man. And you look at some of these, I think, pillars of the W, and she is, man. If you're gonna, man, if you're gonna build some, if you're gonna put down some foundation, Maya's there.
Mike, I'm gonna say this, and I won't say going on a limb, but if you ask me who was my GOAT for WNBA,
Mm-hmm.
Maya Moore would be my GOAT.
Yeah, I mean, you see, she right. You definitely. I agree with the argument for her, but I still say, man, when you look at, I know Tarasi didn't make your list, man, but when you look at what she's done for the game and what her staying power, man, and just, I mean, bruh, come on now, you know what I'm saying? 2-time Finals MVP, 3-time championship, all-time leading scorer, which Caitlin gonna get that record. If she
Oh,
stay healthy, Caitlin
yeah,
gonna get that record. Okay, 10-time all W first team. 10 times.
10 times.
10 times, man. That, you know what I mean? That's in the GOAT conversation. But I agree with you. Now I'm gonna throw one to you.
Okay.
And I'm throwing this one to you because I think, yes, her basketball prowess has made her, one of the best. But I think just her overall personality, being a spokesman for the game, and just continue to do what she's do. Candace Parker.
Okay.
I
All
got to
right.
put Candace on there, man. 16.7 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block, 48.1. She's only got one championship, but she's got 2 MVPs. She's got a final MVP, Rookie of the Year, 7 all time in rebounds, 6 in blocks, 7th in field goal percentage, 3-time rebounding championship champion, Defensive Player of the Year, 6-time All W first team, 2-time All Defensive Team.
You
Okay.
can't argue that, Mike.
you,
I can't.
you know what I'm saying? Like the
Right.
resume is thick, man. And what
Speaks for
Candace,
herself.
exactly, and what Candace has done, I think, as an ambassador of the game, man, puts her right up there, man, with some of the great women that have played this game. Did she make your list?
No.
All right, brother.
She was there, but she didn't.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
go with
yeah.
this one, Cynthia Cooper.
Okay, yeah. No, she didn't make my list, but go ahead. But go ahead.
4 consecutive championships from 1997 to 2000.
Mm,
Finals MVP. Man, Cynthia Cooper was a 2-time league MVP.
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say, Mike, she in that GOAT conversation too.
She was
And
cold.
man, man.
She was cold. She was cold, bro.
Like
Mm-hmm.
you said, we should have did top 10,
Yeah,
but
top 10. She was. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, she was. I mean, these were like Cynthia Cooper, man. When you look, even Candace, Diana. When you look at, I mean, we ain't talked about Cheryl Swoops. When you
oh,
talking about, I mean, these are, you know, again,
great.
these people that are just coming to the W. We said this even when Caitlin was doing her thing, and we're looking forward to her coming into the league. We were saying, listen, folks,
Man,
the
it's
W has had ballers already.
exactly right.
This is nothing new, and so yeah, no, man. Again, I can't argue with anyone that you pick, Ken. Um, but I'm gonna throw one at you because I think we only got two left. I'm
No,
gonna throw one at you, and she's still playing right now, man. And I just love her game, bro. Brianna Stewart, bro.
okay.
I gotta go with 20 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, 47.3, 2 championships, MVP in 2018, 2 times final MVP, Rookie of the Year, Commissioner Cup champion, Commissioner Cup MVP, 2-time All W first team, 2-time All defensive team. And you know what I like about she just reminds me of kind of she reminds me of Giannis in this way. Not in her potency or anything like that.
Okay.
But when you go into the game, you getting 20 from her. You might get 30. You see what I'm saying? You gonna get some rebound. You know what you're gonna get from Brianna, man. That's how I look at her with Giannis. You can look down the bench. Giannis gonna get you 25. He's probably gonna get you 7, 8 rebounds, maybe even more. He's gonna get you 6, 7, and 6, couple of blocks. She is that type of player that is so consistent throughout her entire career that I gotta put her up there at the top, man. And she's not even done yet. I mean, and there's one that's not gonna make my list, but I'm gonna have to talk about her, Ken. But go ahead.
So, I call her Mrs. Consistency.
Mm-hmm.
She gonna give you that every night,
Yeah.
after night after
Yeah.
night. It don't make a difference if she hurt, not shooting well from the field. She's just gonna be consistent, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see why she's in
Yeah.
your top 5, but
Yeah.
she didn't make my top 5.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Mike, you just mentioned her not too long ago.
Okay.
Cheryl Swoops, man.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
call her. Man, she got to be up there in that GOAT conversation too. I'm just gonna call her a female Michael Jordan. 3-time MVP, 4-time championship with Houston Comets. Um, known for scoring, defense, and just a good all around player.
Yeah.
Just not on scoring wise, but defense. Rebounds, assists, 8-time All Star selection. So man, Cheryl Swoop, even when I think she played for South Carolina, won the national championship, basically by herself. So man, I'll say this: between her and Maya Moore, those are my two as far as the greatest WNBA players to ever play
Yeah,
the game.
yeah. I mean, yeah. We matched that one too because
Okay.
I mean, you can't. I don't think you can even. Again, like you can have these conversations, but you can't have them about the best without having Cheryl in that conversation. I do have an honorable mention, and
Okay.
and my honorable mention only because she did not get to the WNBA. She coached. Man, you cannot talk about women's basketball. I don't care if it's a W without talking about Cheryl Miller.
Oh man, come on,
And
Mike.
when we talk about the greatest,
Yeah.
woman basketball player of all times, if she hadn't had that knee injury, it'd be a whole different conversation about who's that GOAT. And so I wanted to mention her. But one thing that one player we did mention, Ken,
Who
was
was that?
Asia Wilson.
Mike. I mean, she got I'll say somewhat more years as far as the career is concerned. She reminds me of a combination of Candace Parker and Lisa Leslie. To me, I think she's just awesome. I think the USA women's team wouldn't have won that gold medal if she wasn't on that team.
Nah, they definitely wouldn't have.
Man,
Nah, I mean her and Stewart carried that team,
right.
and
So
the way they played off each other is clearly there.
that's a
I
straight
mean,
line.
she is. I mean, that's why I feel like there's so much that's going to come to talk about her and her greatness that once she gets to that point, man, it might not even be a conversation. I'm gonna be
Right.
honest with you, man. It might not be a conversation, man. Her trajectory, man, is just she's heading right toward that she definitely heading toward that Mount Rushmore.
Oh yeah.
And it'll remain to see where she ends up at. But folks, this is a good discussion to
Oh,
have
it
because
is.
like trying to figure out, um there's so much excitement with Caitlin Clark. I get it. Man, she's box office. I mean,
Oh,
Caitlin's
definitely.
out there, she's setting assist records. She was the quickest rookie to 500 points. I think any player in history in the W to 500 points. I mean, she is doing her thing. But keep in mind, there's some ballers in there, and she's got a long way to go before she can get into that conversation, folks. But some people want to put her in that conversation already, man. And
not at this moment.
Not at this moment, Ken. But I want to shift gears here for a moment because Anthony Edwards, he had something to say about he was asked a question. He was asked how his generation of basketball differ from the older generations. 23-year-old Edwards had more than a few thoughts, Cam. Okay, he started off by saying, I didn't watch it back in the day, so I can't speak on it. So he should just stop right there.
Okay.
I mean, he said he didn't watch it. To his own admission, he said he didn't see it, right? But he goes on and he speaks on it, Ken. He says, they say it was tougher back then than it is now. But I don't think anybody had skill back then, he said. Michael Jordan was the only one that really had skill. You know what I mean. So that's why when they say they saw Kobe Bryant, they were like, oh my God. But now everybody has skill. What are your thoughts, Ken?
Come on, Mike. Man, just come to mind a guy like Bernard King. Come on, Mike. I'm just thinking about what he used to do back in the day. I mean, he had some knee injuries, but Mike Bernard used to just cook folks left, right, to the hole, shoot the jumper, get the rebound, take it down the court, drop it off. I mean, come man.
Ken, you know what's such a shame about this is, and again, this has nothing to do with Anthony Edwards' game. Still like Ant-Man, still like his game, still support him, still want to see him do great. Has nothing whatsoever to do with that. It has to do with this. He don't read. I guess they don't read. I guess they don't watch. Man, listen, this is Ken. This is what's so funny to me. It's like the student knowing more than the teacher. How can fans of the game know more than you and you play the game? It tells me that somehow along the way you haven't been taught basketball history and you haven't even invested in that which went before you, that which you stand on the shoulders of. You have no idea. So Marcus Johnson had no skills.
Oh, my.
Dominique Wilkins had no skills. Okay, Ken, Isaiah had no skills.
Right.
Scottie Pippen had no skills.
Mike, I'm gonna give you one of your favorite players, Nate
Who's
Archibald.
That? Ken. Nate Archibald had no skills. Norm Nixon, James Worthy, Magic Johnson, Bird. Man, we would be here 6 hours talking about players. I mean, I just, man, when I hear these young dudes that have no clue about the game that they're playing, no understanding of what came before them, that's a shame, man. Really, it is. And you know what? He should be ashamed of himself to say no one other than Michael Jordan. And when Kobe came along, bruh, did Kobe start when he came? No, he came off the bench. Let me answer that for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Eventually, after when with Kobe's first year or so, Kobe struggled.
He did.
Because he was playing against players that had skill. That's why he got in the lab. That's why he went Mamba. That's why he got with Jordan. That's why he became a beast. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what? So, Sharif, let's talk about some of these other players. Tim Duncan.
Oh man,
he didn't have skills. Ginobili didn't have skills. Tony Parker didn't have skills. I mean, we could go from we could go from team to team to team. Man, DeMarcus Aldridge, he didn't have skill. Patrick Ewing didn't have skill. Oh, Big Shot didn't have skills, huh? Gary Payton didn't have skills. Man, come on, man. Are you serious? It's one of the dumbest statements, man, that I have heard. Ken, go ahead, Ken.
Well, the thing about it, Mike, I mean, I think somebody should just tell Ant-Man to just go to YouTube and just watch some old film of these players, Mike. The thing about it is that I'll say this, this generation right now is more, let's just say athletic, but as far as, I'll say fundamentals and just knowing the game and basketball IQ, I'll take any player back in the day as far as that's concerned. Not to say this. Not to say that these players don't have, but Mike, I wouldn't say my only thing, the problem with his statement is that, I mean, to get in the NBA, it's tough as it is. But, you think about some players, like, and you mentioned them already, that had tremendous skills, could do everything, not just shooting, shoot, rebound, defense, assist.
Steve Nash didn't have skills.
Oh man, come on. That's what I'm. So,
I mean, it's crazy, but no, but we gonna show him something, because we're gonna talk a little bit about George Gervin.
Oh, Iceman.
Okay, and we know the poster sitting on the ice cube. Okay, we know them boys. Dr. J didn't have skills. Okay, so we know these boys came from the ABA, man. You remember back in the day when him and David Thompson, this was the 77-78 season, when they were battling down to the last game for the scoring title.
Yep.
And Ice tells the story that at halftime he found out that David that night had 73.
Right.
Oh, they didn't have skills. And so Ice came out, and what did he do? He dropped 63 to win the championship, to win the scoring title. Man, come on. Are you serious, Ant-Man? And this, man, just look at some of his accomplishments. Okay, so the Iceman was 9-time NBA All-Star. He was NBA All-Star MVP, 5-time All-First Team, 2-time All-NBA Second Team, 4-time scoring champion, 3-time ABA champion, 2-time All-ABA Second Team, ABA Rookie of the Year. Man, listen, he's part of the 50 greatest, 50 greatest players. And so, Ant-Man, what we gonna do, man, is we're not gonna, Ken, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna let some of the greats tell us what they think about the Iceman. Let's do that. Let's let some of the greats tell us what they think about the Iceman. Let's go ahead and do this, King.
George is one of the best shooters I've ever seen in my entire life to this day. If you leave him alone, it's a layup. I mean, even if you're guarding him, it's a layup. That's what made him the Iceman. He was so efficient.
I love to watch him play. When it comes to shooting the ball off the boards, there was no one better that I've ever seen in my life.
He was graceful, he was smooth, but he would get you into a position where he would use you, get you off balance, and then take advantage, and he was the master of that.
I love the finger roll, and that's what Jules saw in, but when you start to really study Ice's game, you see it's way deeper and more diverse than just that. He had all the tools in his bag as far as mid-range, three, layup, transition game, cutting game. He can pretty much do it all.
You can play great defense on him, and next thing you know, he throws his finger roll, he throws his hook, and you thought you played great defense. You did play great defense, but not good enough defense to stop George from scoring.
One thing that George Gervin did that I still haven't seen anybody in the game do, he used all of the glass.
Sure did.
And he would spin it, and then it would hit the top of the glass, and it's almost like he would spin it up, and you would hear it go,
Yeah.
and it would just come straight back down.
Man, Ken. Okay.
Man.
So that's from some of the legends themselves. Even KD coming into the conversation saying, man, listen, one thing I say about Kevin Durant, he's a historian of the game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
When you hear him talk about it, he knows the game.
And Mike, I think if you ask somebody to, who emulates Kevin, who Iceman's a game, it's Kevin Durant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, their games are so much, similar to each other. You kind of like watching each other, and as far as right now and back in the day. So yes.
Ice could shoot that three. He had a mid-range game. He could take you off the dribble. And like Isaiah said, man, he used every inch of that glass. Man, how you coming? So they had no skill, but how this man coming and he just finger rolling and he just spinning it off using his English. Come on, man. He was doing floaters, man. See, this is
floaters.
Exact. This is what people need to understand. The game has evolved. And over time, players have been given the opportunity to be more expressive. Back in the day, man, come on. Back in the day, man, when I was hearing Bob Cousy, he was being interviewed, man, and Cousy talked about how he didn't go to one school because he said that coach was strictly like, pass, get to your spot, move. But Cousy was more, you know how Cousy dribbled the ball, and he was more artistic on the court. So he had to find somewhere to play. You players, listen, modern day players, understand. You were not given all of that loom, that a lot of that dribbling that you're doing now, you be on the bench.
Right.
If you didn't pass the ball. A lot of those shots that you take where you falling away at the 3-point line, you would be on the bench because that was not a high percentage shot. So, Ken, it's disingenuous to say, well, players today, they have more skills and they have more. Players today are given more opportunity, right?
More freedom.
Oh, man, you remember Bo Ryan with Wisconsin. When you made a turnover, what'd he do? He snatched you out.
Come on.
He snatched you out the game.
Right.
You got players come down now, they'll commit 3 turnovers in a row. And they'll continue to play in the game. So the game has changed. Yes, the evolution of the game, I love it, but I don't buy that argument that players are more skilled today than players were. The game is just different. If they were allowed to have that, Ken, we could talk about the ABA and the NBA merger. What did the ABA bring? They brought flair. They brought, you know what I'm saying? They brought skill. They brought all of those things to the table. And so, man, it just makes me, man, it makes me sad, man, to hear these young players really, man, just look down upon the generations that came before them, man. Like somehow they have arrived at this moment making all this money.
Right.
I mean, what did JJ Redick say? They were playing against plumbers and firemen? Are you serious, man?
Right.
I mean, how disrespectful is that to the guys that came for them, Ken. And I just think it's I think Anthony Edwards, he should come out and just apologize. Man, I said I didn't know. I didn't. I need to get educated. I need to get something because it's just, man, it's just it's not a good look, bro.
Right. It's not. And the thing about it, Mike, I'll say this is that a guy like Iceman, I mean, you had his poster, I had his poster. I mean, everybody had his poster, man. And the thing about it, what made him so, I'm gonna say so great, is that he could do it all. And then everybody wanted to do the finger roll.
Yes.
That was what, that's what everybody finger roll, So I'm gonna say
Ken, the finger roll, baby.
Ambassador of the game. So man, stop.
Yeah. I mean, going back, I still got his poster. So going back, looking back, man, looking at these great athletes, man, I think it's something that all players coming up, young fellas, if you listening to us, know the game, know the history of the game, know the players that came before you. I understand you, like, nobody's going to ever question whether or not Anthony Edwards loved to play the game of basketball.
Oh no,
I can look at him and tell, but he doesn't love the game enough to know about the game. That's the difference, and that's a problem for me because unless you are, when you hear the GOAT talk about those that went before him, man, he talks about it, and we talking about air. We're not talking about LeBron. Stop it. We talking about the true GOAT. Okay, so when we hear him talk, man, he talks with such reverence, Ken. When he talks about Russell and Chamberlain and West and all, Jerry West, the logo had no skills.
Man, stop.
Kid, help these young boys out, Ken.
Mike, this was back in the day, man. The Lakers were playing Milwaukee, man. I saw Jerry score like 34 on Oscar, and Oscar could play some defense.
But we didn't even mention Oscar.
Right, I know.
Mr. Triple Double.
Right.
Mr. Triple Double has no skills.
Come on, man. Stop playing with me.
Exactly, Ken. Ken, a great show, man. Last word, brother.
Man, I'm gonna say this. We talked about the top 5 WNBA players. I think, man, we could have put down the top 20 and probably let some folks off. But it was a great conversation about the WNBA. They're getting down pretty soon. It's gonna be playoff time, so we'll see what happens in, and we'll talk much more about the WNBA in the coming weeks. Just because it's folks are going to be looking for playoff spots and home court advantage. So folks, keep us tuned in, and we'll see what we can do on that WNBA.
Hey, you heard it, folks. The world of sports unites us. Let us take this unity in our everyday life. This is why they play the game.